What's up? Lindsay Clancy, trial day 13, live from in the courtroom. Let's get cracking. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Bob Motta. This is Defense Diaries, and we are going to sit around and talk about day 13. Much easier day, much easier day than yesterday, on all counts. Obviously, the emotional terrorism that was taking place yesterday didn't happen today, fortunately. A shorter day, and we're going to talk about it. I'm not sure what exactly what the Commonwealth thinks they're proving with that evidence they put on today. I'm at a loss. Am I missing something? Well, tell me right now what happened today. What went on today? Which part? Which part? Oh, you're talking about shit that went on in that courtroom that I'm going to be livid about? You know what? Here's how I gauge it. If Red's pissed, I'm pissed. And Red's not worried. Red's not worried. Yeah, the magnifying glass was fabulous. Everyone in Mass is wonderful. Like, truly, I have just been welcomed with open arms. I love it out here. People are wonderful. I mean, this is amazing. That's not a bad, it's like I could go walk out there. Like, this is real shit. Like, this is their view from their front porch. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So I text Allie. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go live around 7:00. If you want to come hang. And crickets. I think she took a hard pass. So how'd it go with Allie today? Was she good? Was she on fire today? Was she getting pissed? Yeah. Yeah, so let's talk about how the day started. So got their usual time, like right around 8:25. It was definitely a more crowded more crowded courtroom today than it was yesterday. Yesterday, surprisingly, and thankfully, was not nearly as full. Today, there was almost a full house. And, I go in and I got the media pass thing so that I can tweet, like I've told you. And the back of the gallery was almost full. But so my day started fabulously. It was just a great beginning to the day. Like, it put me in a great mood for the entire day. So I was in the hall, kind of waiting. And as you know, it was a late start today. And we didn't, they don't come out and tell us what's up. You don't get explanations as to why they're not letting us in the courtroom. And, so we're just standing out there. And Red comes out. He's like, Bob, come here. I'm like, what? He's like, hey, come here. So then he's like, I want to introduce you to somebody. And it's like, so, and it's Rosemary, Scapicchio. So Rosemary comes up and she looks beautiful. She looks amazing in real life, just like she does on the TVs. And so Red's like, oh, Bob Motta? He's fucking awesome. He's a great guy. He's a defense attorney like us, and so and I had, I tell Rose, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I got to meet you. I've been low key stalking you, on the interwebs, desperately trying to get you on the show. I've sent emails and shit that I don't think are getting read. I was trying to get Sean to hook it up when he came on the show. I'm like, I've been desperately trying to get you on. And, so then I was just singing her praises. I was probably too effusive. I told her, I was like, look, I've been doing this a long time. I don't like fanboy over anybody, basically. I said, but you are a badass. I'm like, you are just heroic in my estimation. She's just, so anyway, we had a great conversation, incredibly nice. She sat in for about half the day, and I think she had a matter up today. And she took off, I think before the lunch break. So that was a great way to start the day. It was just an amazing way to start the day. And it put me on a very positive mental track for the day. And, at that point, we end up getting the first, the first witness called. And, the entirety of the day, I'm sitting here trying to figure out what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where this case is going. Oh, you want to come up here? You want to come visit? You want to come up? Oh, yeah. Cora B wants to. You say hi. Don't worry, I got you. You're not gonna fall. So, they call the first cop up. Reddington said it all, right? His first thing is that's it? That's all you got to say? It's really hard not to laugh sometimes when he comes in hot like that because it's so great. He's like, they hauled you all the way in here so you can talk about that? You don't have anything else? So he was done. And I agreed with them. I didn't understand the point of that. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's certainly a distinct possibility that I've lost all objectivity in this case. It's like I've heard enough. I heard the things that I needed to hear about what Lindsay Clancy did in terms of trying to get help. I heard the help that she ended up receiving. I got the questions answered about how she ended up with different treaters. And, it all tracks. It all tracks for me. To me, the defense's case in chief is for the rest of the world that doesn't understand mental illness, that doesn't understand psychosis, that their entire perception of psychosis is based on movies and TV shows as opposed to reality. And all I can do is hope, desperately hope, that they're willing to listen and learn something. To me, that's just, there's no way, in my estimation, that the Commonwealth is going to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she wasn't psychotic, because the thing speaks for itself. That woman, shy of being completely psychotic, is never killing her children. No one's ever convincing me otherwise. That being said, that's not the challenge in this case. That's not the challenge in this case. The challenge in this case is trying to get the people that are of the mindset, I'm an eye for an eye person. And I don't give a shit what was going on with her. I don't give a shit if she was crazy as a shithouse rat. She killed her 3 kids. She's going in. She needs to be punished. Which obviously, like I was saying a few nights ago, it's essentially jury nullification, except the opposite way. It's going to be the people that are going to be shown the evidence, and they've been shown the evidence in terms of what the Commonwealth has put on, which a vast majority, Reddington has been able to turn into evidence that's pro-defense. And then it's going to culminate with his case in chief, which is going to have experts explaining that all this shit that they're talking about with Lindsay Clancy going to a water park and manipulating knobs and making words to people and able to text and make a phone call does not mean that she's not psychotic, and it's like, that's going to be a thing, but again, at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to whether people are going to be able to put away this feeling that has plagued this country since the inception, which is that the bottom line is some people just are not willing to apply the law when it comes to a case wherein they believe somebody deserves to be punished, no matter what the circumstances are. Yeah, good. I had asked Allie to do that again, like this morning before the live started. I'm like, please go through because we've gone through them multiple times. And it reads the way it reads, and while I see issues with the concept of advising the jury as to what the punishment would be in terms of her being institutionalized, I think it's helpful in a case like this because I think it's damaging to get people that are on that thought train of eye for an eye to even contemplate a not guilty by reason of insanity or for lack of criminal responsibility if they don't know what's going to happen with her. Like if they think that she's just rolling out of the courtroom, they're never going to be able to bring themselves to do it. So for those folks, I think it's important that they know how the process works, what actually happens with Lindsay if she's found not guilty by reason of insanity. I just think without that, there's no hope. With it, there's a little bit of hope, because my whole thing is like, I'm not even, there's no question. There's no question. No, she does not give a shit. Reddington said it on the first day of trial before they started. He was abundantly clear about it. He said, my client still does not want to be alive. She's still suicidal. She lost everything. Everything that mattered to her is gone. Aside from her parents. Her whole life is gone. The things she loved most, which are her children, are gone. husband's gone. Her ability to walk again is gone. I mean, she's like, she is always and forever, in my estimation, going to be tortured for the entirety of her life, to the extent where I cannot see any point in time where she is not going to want to not be here anymore. You know? And it's sad. It's so sad. It's such a sad case, but it's such an important case. So, speaking of which, since we have an off day tomorrow, as promised, we are going to have our mental health awareness live tomorrow. I've decided that we're going to do it in the afternoon, probably late afternoon. Patrick is not in the courtroom. Patrick has not been in the courtroom since he testified. Patrick's family is not in the courtroom. There is, again today, like every day that I've been there, there is nobody on the prosecution side, which is typically reserved for victims' family members. There's nobody over there. There's like these same two women who have some kind of credential on. I think they're prosecutors that are sitting in and watching their colleague. There's nobody over there. Everybody's on Lindsay's side. So I had, yeah, but here's what the thing is, Bob's Burgers. What does that look like to you? You know, putting a sick woman in prison ain't it. I'm here to tell you, it's just not it. You know, that video that I made the other day is so spot on. You know, if people were able to look at this objectively, because all of us feel the pain of the loss of the kids. That goes without saying. You know, say I can't even mess with the people on Twitter that are like, well, what about the kid she killed? I mean, we all know that, man. That's not what this case is about. As weird as that sounds, that's not an issue. You know, and I'm here to tell the people that think that Patrick Clancy did it, it's not an issue. It is not an issue at all. Patrick Clancy did not kill his kids. He didn't, like, that's all bullshit. And it's diminishing, it's taking away from what needs to be focused on here, which is the mental health care that people receive in this country, specifically with respect to women's mental health, specifically with regard to postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis. It's that's where all of the focus needs to be. The system is broken. It is broken. It's unequivocally broken. I mean, this thing of just throwing drugs at people and giving them pamphlets about some shit that they can go do. That's not therapy. That's not help. That's not helping people. It's just not. And you're going to hear it tomorrow for yourselves. I've been dying to do this live. Just dying. The amount of people that have been willing to share is astounding. And the stories that you're going to hear from real people that are real stories that they actually went through, whether personally or with somebody that they loved, are going to break your heart. And you're going to hear constant themes in all of them that we're just not prepared. We're not equipped to handle what's going on with mental health in this country. And yeah, I don't even give a fuck, really. You know, anybody knows what I do and who I am knows that that's fucking ridiculous. I would never do something like that. You know, it's just like the people that, like, I don't sweat trolls, like, in general. I don't give a shit if people disagree with me. I don't give a shit if they name call me. I don't give a shit if they hate me. Makes not a bit of difference to me. But when you defame me, it's a different thing. I mean, Allison and I are not the ones to fuck with. It's I think if they watched what we do, they probably have a better understanding. We're not the ones to fuck with. But, you know, most of the times I'm just, I don't have the bandwidth to fuck with that. You know, it's like, I just don't have any interest in it. I got bigger things to do, more important things to discuss. You know, there's plenty wrong. Yeah, I got some Venmos, which are still very much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. That I didn't get the shout out last night because that you guys were that members only. Y'all were on one. I think at like the peak of it, there were, like, between all the jewels and which my wife hates those jewels. She's like, quit reading the jewels. I'm like, I can't do that. You know, it's like, it's people showing us love. You gotta acknowledge that. It's like, but by the end of it, it took the entire time I was on the live. All I was doing was reading the supers in the chats, you know, that were coming. There was like 200 and it was crazy. It was crazy. So I felt bad that I didn't get to, you know, some people that probably had questions that didn't put them in the form of a super. But I mean, by the time I went to bed, it was like, I don't know, what time did we end last night? 11:45. I was like exhausted. I mean, this is it. I walked down to the ocean to wade a little bit, and I was coming back up. You know, there were some folks sitting right over the sandbar, you know, in a little powwow circle. And one of the ladies is like, how's your case going? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, Clancy? She's like, yeah. She's like, I watched your video last night. She's like, it's awful. You know, so I got engaged in a conversation with these folks. Super nice people. You know, one of them's a nurse, 45 years, seen it all. You know, and I'm like, well, but she hasn't been watching the trial. I'm like, oh, you need to watch the trial. I'm like, you know, because she's like, oh, you know, I saw she killed her kids, and, you know, I don't saying she's not showing any signs of psychosis. I'm like, yeah, you got to quit reading the paper. You got to watch the trial. Make up your own mind. You know, she was like, ultimately, I said, look, when the defense case in chief starts, I want you to promise me that you're going to watch these experts. You know, 'cause she's a nurse. And I'm like, I'm like, what are you basing your idea of what you think psychosis is? What are you basing that on? Are you basing that on practical experience? Um, and she's like, yeah, some. She's like, but I'm like, how would you describe it? And I said, look, the problem with she's like, you just don't get psychosis overnight. It's like, I don't think she got it overnight. I think it developed, in the text messages or the Google searches that they found in the Axiom, conveniently, that weren't picked up by Celebrite, with where she's Googling on the 19th of January, intrusive. On the 20th, she's Googling hallucinations. It was starting. If it wasn't already fully developed, and that's where the experts are going to be so critical, coming in and explaining to people, like people, and Red said it in his opening. He's like, people need to understand psychosis doesn't mean that you're frothing at the mouth, can't make words, unintelligible in any way, shape, or form, disheveled, foaming at the mouth. I mean, can there be psychotic people that are exhibiting those types of symptoms? Yeah. But we're all built differently. All of our minds are different. How drugs, like the concept that people think that one particular type of drug, that every person on the planet's going to react the same way, is obviously ridiculous. Right? I mean, it's like there's plenty of people that take scripts that have black box warning labels, all kinds of side effects, and they don't have any of those side effects. But there's clearly people that take those very same scripts and do have the side effects that by law, the pharmaceutical companies have to warn people that some people get these side effects. I mean, that's all you need to know. And ultimately with Lindsay, and again, we have gone through the second amended complaint that Rosemary drafted on behalf of Lindsay. And they lay it out there in terms of how this took place, how it went down. And, it's pretty evident to me what happened here. And, and it starts with this manic episode that she had when she had Dawson. And she had slightly more severe postpartum depression than she did after her first birth. But she definitely went into this manic episode with this crazy shit she was doing. Like, it wasn't normal. It wasn't normal. Yeah, exactly. There is no cure. There's ways that you can control the symptoms with certain medications, but you're not getting cured. We haven't figured that out yet. And again, because we don't know jack shit about the brain. That's the bottom line with that. Yeah, like I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't. To survive decades as a criminal defense attorney in this country, you got to have some thick skin. Like not only does it not bother me at all with the name calling and shit like that, the lies, that's something different. Like if you're gonna defame me, then I'm gonna have to fucking sue you. Because it's fine if we don't agree on things, but you're gonna start putting out lies, bald-faced lies that affect my reputation, we're gonna have a fucking problem. It's that simple. Like I said, we're not the ones to trifle with, my wife and I. Because I'm a gentle soul. My wife will rip your fucking throat out. That's a fact. I mean, obviously, figuratively. But yeah, people are gonna do what they're gonna do, you know. We'll see. Now I'm actually from the first suburb out of Chicago. Like that's where I grew up. It's called Oak Park. It's a great place to grow up. It's a great place to grow up. It was a very formative place to grow up. Came out of that town thinking like right about shit in this world, you know. Like I don't think if I had grown up anywhere other than like that particular town, I probably wouldn't have been so fascinated with the macro. I was a sociology major, which is useless out in the world in terms of making a living. And that's not to say that you can't use it for good, because it's a incredibly powerful degree, because social workers, which I was for 5 years before I went to law school, are critical to society, and they're almost completely disregarded in terms of their importance. It's social workers are by and large incredible people that really exist to advocate and help, like exclusively. That's what they do. But in terms of like the degree of sociology without getting the advanced degree, like an MSW, or any of the advanced degrees that social workers get, employment, unless you're going to teach it. But it was great for law school, and it fascinated me. Still fascinates me. It's just the study of society is a fascinating endeavor. Just is. Oh, are we talking about the jewels? I just don't know when they showed up. They like came like overnight. They appeared like a specter floating above my bed. All of a sudden, jewels are falling out of the sky. Yeah. I mean, the tubes, I don't know if they ever bend to the will of the people, the YouTubes, but I don't know. All right, let's see what y'all are having to say, because I want to get into some of the conversation. Well, so here, we didn't have the kind of dramatic cruelty that existed yesterday. Today was a much more kind of cops to the stand, more run of the mill, kind of went back to the homicides, so you didn't have what was going on yesterday in the courtroom. So in terms of the jury, again, very attentive. Like there's just a very attentive jury. You know, it's like they're paying attention. They're listening. You know, I'm watching them, and what I'm trying to gauge more than anything else is not what people are thinking, because that's impossible to do. But what I'm trying to figure out is which out of the three attorneys in that room do people seem to pay more attention to when they're speaking. Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise.
I thought you meant 7 o'clock my time.
Oh, I was giving you, like, you didn't even respond. So I was like,
I
all
was
right.
asleep.
Oh, you were?
Oh my God. Cam came in at some point and was like, Mom, something, and Scarlett's not home. And I was like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and Scarlett's not home. And she's like, no, Mom, it's 5:30. You're taking a nap. And then somehow I fell back to sleep.
Oh, yeah? Got a good nap in, huh?
I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. And then I saw your text and was like, you said hi.
I was like,
The
I
live
just
seven.
figured you were like, yeah, fuck them.
No,
I streamed all day.
I didn't. It was a short day.
I know.
I sent
Believe
you a
me, I
text.
know. I was
You're like,
thrilled.
you're like,
I was,
it's 7. So I was like, you didn't see the text because you were already live. And I'm like,
oh,
I'll
yeah.
be there. I miss you.
Oh, I miss
And
you
then I
too.
went and looked at the time and I was like, oh, he meant 7 his time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm East Coast, baby.
Yeah.
I'm East Coast. I walked down to the ocean today. Oh, thanks, man. I love that. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you know. I know. You got him in his prime, though. You know what I mean?
Should I mute him?
Oh, yeah. 83.
He's muted.
I love it. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, it was a guy. He's like, I love your show. We're big fans of yours.
Aw.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I walked down to the beach and waded in. Thinking, man, need Allie here. I was like, this is Allie's shit, man. The water is like so warm. It's crazy. Like what I'm used to when we go down the shore.
Jellyfish, if it's that warm.
I didn't see any.
Oh, I meant that's what happens on our beaches when it gets too warm. It's the same water, but so I'm sorry. What do you think? You're used to it being colder?
Yeah, like when we're down in like Margate or Ventnor, like the water seems colder. Even when we're there in like July, it's like, I mean, it's definitely tolerable and you get used to it. I know it is the same water. It's weird. It's weird how that happens. You know, I don't get it. So I wanted your thoughts on the day, but so I was kind of going through my evaluation of the jury today, but what I was really trying to get into was the concept of, you know, trying to figure out which of the three lawyers the jurors are most receptive to. It seems like a no-brainer, right?
You would think.
It's not even close.
It's the one with the bow.
Yeah, they love her. Like every time she stands up, they get to scoot to the front of their seats. They're like this. So that's not happening. Yeah, you know, I think the men on the jury really enjoy Red quite a bit. He's hard not to love. You know, he's just got like he's
He is.
He's got a bigger than life personality that just, and as you can imagine, like in the courtroom, it's even better. You know, it's like, dude's just awesome. Dude's just awesome.
Hey, Ian.
Is Runkle in here?
Yeah, I put his little comment up there. Side little profile thing.
What's up, Ian?
Is that his picture? What it always is?
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't know him, I wouldn't recognize him because you can't see his hair.
Yeah. He looks younger, but he always looks young now. You know what I mean? Like he's just he's got lovely skin, Ian does. It's got to be that elf blood. It's the elf blood, I think. That he looks fresh as a daisy always. He's got that tender, soft skin.
But I'm bringing him up really because remember we wanted to do that thing where we were going to try to get together like different lawyers from different countries and talk about how the laws would apply as far as like insanity and stuff.
Yeah, well, the first time we ever met Ian in person, which was I think CrimeCon Vegas, right? And like we were, and Emily was there, and Runkle was there, and we went up and we started chatting with Ian. You can just tell he's a super nice guy, super interesting, you know. And I was telling him then, I'm like, oh man, I'm fascinated with the other legal systems, the differences, you know. It's like a really interesting subject matter for me. So
we should still do that.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Once it's over, it's like then we're all kind of done with it. So if we don't do it before it ends, I feel like it'll never happen.
What?
Like do a live where we're talking about how the law would apply and all the different.
Wait, before what ends? Like the world?
Well, that would definitely be a.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to do it after the world ends.
Oh yeah.
No, I meant after the trial.
I don't know exactly how much, but they're not new attorneys. Like,
no, you don't end up.
No, they're trying one of the biggest cases in the, you know, in Plymouth County, probably in recent memory.
So before I threw Ian there, you said you were trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, like which of the lawyers that the jurors kind of gravitate to in terms of, you know, because ultimately at the end of the day, and I mean we could probably debate about this, but when it's a tight case, you know, where it's like people are on the fence and they're not sure which way to go, you know, and in a case like this where it's not a whodunit, you know, it's a situation where I think whatever lawyer they like the most means that that's the lawyer they trust the most. And that's the way that they'll end up going with it, you know? And I just don't find the Commonwealth ADAs to be trustworthy at all. The way that they've tried this case is so scummy. It's like I said it 2 days ago, like going into yesterday's live. And then before that, yesterday's court, which, you know, Red called a debacle. He's like, wow. It's like before that debacle yesterday. Like, yeah, that was definitely a debacle. That's one way to.
I was saying that you would think that they got some phone calls from like the not only like inside the prosecution, the ADA's office or the DA's office, but friends, their neighbors, their loved ones, like y'all are fucking up. Y'all are fucking up. What you just did in there made her the most sympathetic defendant anyone's ever seen. You better change some shit up. But there was more of the same today. I mean, when I say more of the same, just debauchery. Since he said debacle, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I understand. I love when you crush words together, come up with new words. I mean, kerfuckle's an absolute legendary word blend.
One of my favorite.
It's a good one.
That's
It's
a good one.
It's a really, really good one. All right, so this is where, like, so at the end of the day, here's what I think is going to happen. So, based on information that I've gotten, I think the state has one more witness. There could be another one, maybe two, but like there's the reason that we didn't have court set for tomorrow is that this particular witness wasn't available tomorrow. And this witness is coming in to testify on Monday. So I think they're very, very close to the end of their case in chief. Like I think Monday's the day. Like I can say with
you've been gone an extra week, my friend.
I mean, you know, there's no way I'm dipping on the defense's case. It's not happening. Yeah.
No,
Can't
we
do
need
it.
you there now.
I'm not gonna do it.
Not gonna do
Gotta
it.
stay. Gotta see it through. There's no way.
You're saying that the prosecution has 3 more witnesses?
Well, I know they have one, and that the reason that they didn't have court tomorrow is because that witness is not available. And that for whatever reason, they're on vacation or they're in another trial, whatever the case may be. And that the judge gave.
You all know what you're talking about then. Because we've been talking about it.
It's not Whiffen.
Oh.
Whiffen, no. I think
they did all that.
I think you're right. We've seen it. Like that's they shot their nut with that. Like, and I don't know what they proved. Just
that they're liars.
I'm trying to be
liar faces.
Oh my God.
That they came up with this cock and bull, and they're the only ones that see things that way. She wasn't even home. She's at the doctor's appointment was 9:45. I mean, yeah, there wasn't the cruelty today, but there was the depths of their fucking
depravity.
Yes.
They don't care.
Desperate depravity.
It's like it's the thing that we hate most about certain prosecutors, that they just don't give a shit about the truth. They're just doing everything they can in a fashion where they're outwardly lying about things. They're cherry picking things, putting things into evidence that are out of context, and they don't fucking care. I'm like, you soulless fucks. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, I felt like today, like the day was nearing to an end. I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, are they fucking mailing this in? Because like I thought the witnesses were so bad for them today. So irrelevant. Like the thing with the 14-second phone call that I thought was going to be like this earth-shattering piece of evidence that was going to, the jury's going to be like, oh shit, like that. Like it happened. And I don't even know anything about it other than there was a missed call and she called them back and that's it. Like there was barely any testimony.
But she didn't call him back because it was, at least from what you put, when you put it in your comments, it was again Patrick to Lindsay. They were both Patrick to Lindsay calls.
Yeah, I don't know if I misheard that or whatever. I don't know. Oh, Allie loves the Bay Harbor Beauty products. They're great. Have you been using them still?
Yes, I told people about it.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Mermaid Mary's the one that sent it.
I don't know if she sent it
or told us about it,
because the proprietor of the business sent us all the stuff. And in the email, she's like, "Look, Bob, men need a skin routine too." I'm like, "Oh, I know."
Bob's all about it. Bob's all about it. I got to snatch it away from him. I got to be like, wait a minute. This shit's mine.
Let me see that eye cream.
No, hell no. But we are both using it. But did you also get her email She was the one I took a screenshot of her email and sent it to you.
Yeah, the way that we have to work it is like she said we do like a thing where we can give a
Oh, okay. You don't need to tell me
promo
about
code.
that. I
Yeah,
thought it was something else. I thought it was something else.
no.
Um,
Yeah. So, but yeah, that sake like lotion, it's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah, I think the case in Red is telling me, he's like, if they would have closed or if they would have ended their case in chief like on Friday or Monday, he's like, I would have gotten my case in chief done in a day. You know how defense attorneys are. It's like they're like he's gonna go in, his shit's gonna be streamlined. His experts are going to explain the things that they need to explain. He's not going to put a bunch of bullshit on there. And he's going to rest. And then he's going to go crush a fucking closing argument. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear his closing argument. I'm more excited about this closing argument than I've been for any closing argument. That includes Karen 1 and 2. This closing argument, because there's so much at stake. There's so much at stake. It's different. You know, it's like the global impact, like the overall impact of Karen's case is obviously massive. But when you're talking about the case in and of itself, because it exposed the corruption, you know, it became like without that case, so much that's come out. We're never getting the Proctor shit. Rosemary's not able to just flamethrow motherfuckers like she's doing now because of so much good came from that case in terms of exposing corruption. But this case is different because the issue is contained within the case itself, you know, in terms of the mental illness and, the healthcare system.
I know we're trying not to talk about it, really, but as soon as we got off the live today, Cameron tells me, I forget how it came back up again. She was like, look, if I just go on TikTok and just type in Lindsay Clancy trial, every single thing that comes up.
Patrick Clancy.
I was just going to say that Lindsay didn't do it, that Lindsay didn't do it. Yeah. And I was like, it's like, no, people. That you're like, that is the significance of the whole mental illness, that it can happen to you, your neighbor, your loved one, someone that you cannot imagine can commit this crime. I mean, she literally has admitted it in a public pleading. Like, we went back over her complaint, which on the last paragraph that goes over January 24th, it says, Lindsay proceeded, as alleged, to strangle each of her children, saying, go to God. I mean, it is, baby.
Again,
admitted.
Like, do they think that Reddington was joking about stipulating to the homicides? Like, do they think that guy's like just walking in there saying shit?
No.
You know, it's like, oh, good. All right. Hold on. Please hold. Please hold.
What a view you got there.
Oh, it's pretty sweet.
How come it's still so bright? It's 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 8. The Pats are playing tonight. First preseason game. So we might lose some of our Boston people, our Mass people, because the Pats are playing. But,
Babe,
none of the starters are playing.
Babe, have we done anything about tomorrow? Because I've done very little. Well,
what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to spend a couple of hours sorting through and trying to collate all the messages. some of the professionals that I've lined up, and I've given people that are in the profession, the healthcare profession, that want to jump on, you know, it's an open door policy. Like, I'm not setting times. Like, people can come in and go whenever they please. It's like open door. It's
You
a
could have
complete
too many, babe.
well, I mean, if we have too many like lined up, we keep some backstage. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, and I'm here to tell you, tomorrow's the day. We're gonna, and Trace or any of the mods, have you been dropping the speak pipe link in chat for people that may want to,
I mean, tonight, today, whatever we're in.
like right now?
Yeah.
Like, we drop it in, like, can we get a link for it and drop it in chat so that if people want to leave the voicemails, it's not too late. It's not too late to draft your email. It's not too late to leave a voicemail. And it's definitely not too late if you decide, you know what? I'm feeling it. I feel emboldened. I feel like people are coming forward. People are talking about this shit. If you want to come on the live, remember tomorrow again, for you, those of you that have lived it, that have gone through it, that have experienced it, this day is for you. And this day is for you to educate all of us and everybody else out there that's going to be smart enough to watch this thing as to what it's really like. And it's going to be a powerful day. I think people are going to be stunned at some of these stories. I mean, the amount of reading that we're going to have to do, babe, is epic. Because these aren't like one paragraph. These are like people telling the tale, you know? So, but I'm thinking honestly, probably like a 5 p.m. start time. Because I'm taking the boat to Boston tomorrow. I have a lunch date. Did I tell you who I'm having lunch with? You're muted. I'll text you.
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay. So, but I should be back because I want to take the boat there and I'm going to take the boat back. So I should be back in plenty of time to get it started at 5.
What do you mean you're gonna take the boat? Like you're
No, there's like a boat where I pay.
Oh,
It
like
runs. It's like instead of like
ferry.
having to take yeah, it's not a ferry though.
Right, but it's like the concept of a ferry.
Yeah, it's the concept of the ferry. So I'm gonna do that because it's way faster than driving.
Hey!
Oh, look at this. Well, hello, Ian.
Hello, and I just have to fix my audio so I'm not going to echo you guys to death. There we go.
All right, what is the fix for that? Like, that thing has become like a new nightmare, the echoing thing. Like, what is causing that?
Well, in my case, it was the speaker was playing, so I just switched it to headphones. So, yeah.
Is there like we were streaming 2 days of the trial back when I was in Chicago, and it was like Allison's like you're like every time you talk, it's echoing for everybody else.
Right. If his microphone was on, I was echoing and the court stream was echoing. But I think we fixed it that it was too much shit on your computer and it was making things go wonky, babe.
Yeah, maybe. So what's up, man? How's shit? Is the basement coming along finally? Your water back on?
The basement, we got water. Actually, one of my viewers was like, hey, can I help you with the hot water tank? And I was like, okay, because the plumbers were quoting like $3,500 to put in a new water tank.
Yeah.
And he came over and did it. And, you know, so it was $1,000 for the water tank because that's what they cost. And, but then it was just, it's plugged in, it works.
It's amazing.
got a new bed in there, so now we can sleep again. And Mrs.
Shit's coming
Runkle,
together. Good.
well, Mrs. Runkle found some carpet because we don't want to put too much money into this place because our eventual plan is to knock it down and build another place on the, on
The
the
property
same
you have.
Same land.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That's right.
We might end up selling the like rural land because we were hoping to have more time to save up before building. But, if we're in a position where it's like, well, we got to build sooner rather than later, then might need to free up that. So we'll have to see. But
Good. And
And
I have
also-
not, for the record, I have not forgotten your sport peppers. You're just gonna have to bide your time a little bit. As soon as I get back, I'll get them off to you. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna send you like a war chest of them so that you have like a little a supply. So that you can, but you got you have the celery salt, right? Like you can get all the other shit, right?
Oh, celery salt is easy here because we've got it's an ingredient for Caesars and therefore, easy to get. But
which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, it was delightful.
Yeah, Ian made me a virgin Caesar, which was delicious. I mean, you have me a tomato juice, like typically, or clamato in that sense, but same shit to me.
I mean, Caesars are really good in that if you make it with 1 shot versus 0 shots, you can't really tell the difference. But the other big news is this was my last day at my current work. And so I start up. Yeah, I start up a new thing on the 24th, but it's going to have me like 3 or 4 months out of the year doing full time in, but otherwise I'm going to have time to do pro bono work.
I love it.
So
congrats. I know that's been the goal. I know that has been the goal.
I finally get to the place where it's like, all right, I can just do work for free.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy thing.
It's fulfilling though. And it really allows you to give help to people that wouldn't otherwise be able to afford your services, so it's like a incredibly noble thing to do.
Well, there's just so many people who fall into that huge gap between, being able to get coverage and being able to, being able to afford a lawyer. It's just this huge gap. And it's rough for people. They end up going into court and running these complex cases just on their own. And, all right, go run your domestic assault case. It's like,
is there a lot of people representing themselves out there?
A lot of people.
You guys hold on. I'm going to try to figure out my light situation here. It's starting to get dark here on the beach. Hold on. I'll be in the area though. I'll be right back.
Your lighting didn't seem bad, but what is that? Yeah, I'm really curious because you guys are on scene. So being able to see the jurors is because I have so many questions.
Well, and I'm not. He is. I'm still in this bedroom, but
oh, you're stuck.
Yeah. But what is your insanity defense out there? How would this look? What would they have to prove?
Well, here we actually have a special section that is just for this.
Wow.
There is a section of the criminal code for infanticide. And it's actually kind of an interesting thing. So the law on that, I just pulled it up. It says a female person commits infanticide when by willful act or omission she causes the death of her newly born child if at the time of the act or omission she's not fully recovered from the effects of giving birth to the child and by reason thereof or of the effect of lactation consequent on the birth of her child, her mind is then disturbed. So it wouldn't, I don't think, help with all of the children, but certainly with, baby, at least one of them. So but we sort of have a different, perspective. But I've talked to a couple of prosecutors who have been following this case, Canadian prosecutors, and they're like, we would have just resolved this for the not guilty by reason of insanity plea. And yep, it just this case is frustrating because to me it seems fairly obvious that it should be, how it should be resolved. And instead they're like, nope, we're gonna run this to the ground. And I don't think, like, did the jury, like, where was the jury's head at? Where was their facial expressions like yesterday during the day fuckle?
I mean, God, dude, it was, I mean, for the most part, they're staying the course in terms of remaining stone-faced. Now, I was saying that there was one juror in the back row, a female who was really had her eyes trained on Lindsay, because most of them will like steal a look at her,
Right.
like they'll look over there for a second, but they're not sitting there. And this one particular juror was just watching her, like intently watching her. And like,
is it like giving her the death stare, or
no?
like
It was like she was dabbing her eyes. So she had a tissue in her hand and she was like dabbing her eyes. But you never know what the impetus of that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it like the impetus of like, I'm watching a destroyed woman who's just so cruelly being punished in open court? Or is it
F this?
Right.
You know
what I mean? It's like, it's just, but for the most part, they've been a hard read. They're very attentive. Like, I have not caught anybody even remotely close to dozing. I haven't really caught anybody that seems disinterested, and it was easy because with the providers, like Reddington keeps people awake just because he's fun to watch.
Fun to watch. Yeah.
He's just fun to watch. And but today was an interesting day. What was have you watched today yet?
I watched today. I mean, I don't know. It didn't move the needle for me all that much, but they've got like, oh yeah, these searches, and it's like, I wasn't super persuaded when they're like, oh yeah, the first thing it went to was her Facebook page. And the thing that occurred to me is, if her Facebook page was the last URL that anybody had been to, then when you open the browser, it probably jumps right back to that page. And it might not have been anything where it's like, he's checking, or she's checking whatever. It might well have been, it's just comes on to check things, and the first page that comes up is is that. So
yeah,
I don't know. And at the end of the day, it's like, oh, she was looking up, I'm like, is this not just consistent with with what everything is saying? I'm like,
I'm like, I like, that's what I was telling Allie. I'm like, are they mailing it in? If they decided that they're just going to mail it in, because even the things that they were introducing, which obviously like the Tom Hall thing exploded in their face when he was able to get the medical records in that she had, I can't remember which of the kids had the ear issue, but that it was a 10 o'clock appointment, and it takes time. I think it was Callan. She's like, because Red's like, oh, well, you know how it is when you're traveling with the baby. You got to get the baby ready to go. Got to pack the diaper bag, all the shit that you got to do with the baby.
I'm also surprised that they're not objecting to some of the things, some of the like third-party provider evidence that I'm seeing. And I'm just like, how is this not objectionable? I would be objecting to this, where it's like, we pulled up the Wayback Machine. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
how have you authenticated the Wayback
Right.
Machine? Or is it just, wouldn't it be nice if the Wayback Machine is successful? And I'm like, or, if the Wayback Machine is accurate, I'm like, I would be objecting here going,
See, here's the thing. Red doesn't give a fuck.
but he
You
should.
know what I mean? Like but I don't like, he doesn't care. Like, he's not going to pick that fight because the net gain for him at the end of the day.
But he's been letting the prosecutor just run the show.
He's been letting her lead, except for today. Today, in terms of like actually being pissed off. So, because you remember when they bring up Brenda Olson, right? So it was the nurse that was on her doc yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And the ME who came on, and that was that bizarre situation where I can't remember if it was Sprague or the other one that was doing the direct, where she's like, well, I have to impeach her. She gave an inconsistent statement from what's in her. And the judge is like, she's your witness. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, and so what she does today is she goes through that last cop who had a conversation with her and like backdoors the shit in through him. And like, that like Red's like, objection. He stands up. He's like, if you're going to allow her to get this in through this guy, at least tell her she can't lead. Like, we need to hear what he, like, you know what I mean? And it was like the first time I had seen him like effusively object to the leading. For him.
Well, the other thing I would have objected to is Google Maps.
Yeah.
Google Maps says this is a 5-minute thing. Okay. That's ridiculous hearsay that, is completely inadmissible. So objection.
Yeah.
Do we have any like confirmation that Google Maps' times are accurate? No, because Google Maps is out of court, is not, it's out of court testimony offered for the proof of the truth of its contents.
Yeah.
And with absolutely zero backing. I'm like, I would have been on my feet saying objection. This is hearsay, and it's hearsay that we just cannot, verify.
Right.
Just because it's Google Maps and you trust it doesn't mean that,
it's
doesn't mean it's okay to, to run it.
Right. Yeah. And there's, like, I think he's at the point now. Well, because my feeling at the end of the day, and I think that they're getting very, very, very close to resting. I think Monday they're resting. I feel pretty confident that they're resting on Monday, because I know why we're not having court tomorrow. There's a witness that they're bringing on that was not available today, and if they
had a bunch of other witnesses, they'd run it today and just say punt that other witness to the back.
Exactly.
But if they're running out of witnesses,
they were out of witnesses for today, and I think that this other witness just was not available. Either they were on another trial, or there was something that they all knew, including Reddington, that this witness wasn't going to be able to testify until Monday. So I kind of had, like, on Wednesday, Reddington had told me it's either going to be Thursday or Friday. We're getting one of the 2 days off. So I knew that. I knew that it was going to be a day. I just didn't know which one it was going to be. So ultimately Monday, and then I think it's going to just be this one witness. It's not going to be a lengthy witness. It is not phone data. It's not an extraction shit. It's like they're done with that. Like all the things that we heard about in terms of them kind of, building this case with, the planning, all the planning that she was doing. She was not in psychosis. I mean, what was your take? I think the thing that gave Allie like some of the most pause, and probably a lot of people, was the concept of this phone call that people were implying had taken, like she's in the middle of one of the acts, and she's taking a call. Oh, hey, you know what I mean? Like the 14-second phone call thing. And I mean, to me, it was a giant dud today. Like I didn't feel like it had the impact that I think that they thought it was going to have. I didn't see any of the jurors, because I was watching the jurors when this thing was up, to see if they're like, oh, like there was no reaction like that. It just seemed like another mundane thing where they didn't really highlight it in any way, shape, or form as being like a really critical piece of evidence.
I feel like they spend way too much time on the emotional stuff.
Yeah.
And not enough time on the actual, because like I'd run this case very differently if I was the prosecution. I'd be emphasizing things like the phone call and so forth, and de-emphasizing, I'd just tell the jury, like, we're not going to show you the pictures of the kids because we've agreed by stipulation that, and nobody needs to see that. But,
right.
Here's a description of how they were killed, and then move on, because they spend so much time on that it ends up being, that, this is the most important thing, but that doesn't establish anything.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more. I think that, it became obvious to me, like from the very beginning when Reddington, prior to opening statements, is like, Your Honor, I'm going to put it on the record again that we've offered to stipulate to everything in relation to the homicides. It's not in controversy, like my client did the things, and they're only trying to get it in. They're going to try this case and put this evidence in only to inflame the jury's emotions, and it's clear, it's evident. Like they were always.
If I was the judge, I'd be shutting that down hard.
Once he let that train leave the station, he's done very little to try to bring it back into the station.
Well, and if it was up to me, I would set something like a rule that basically says that doing what they're doing should be viewed as unethical. Like, I'd just be saying, hey, look, if the other side has offered you a reasonable stipulation for the things that you need to prove, it is not ethical to do it just because you think it'll have greater emotional impact.
Yeah, exactly. He every day, like the 40, and I don't know if they're catching it on camera, but he renews his objection to all the shit that they're bringing in, like on a daily basis. He's like, I've got my standing objection. Judge says, well, it's my ruling still stands, but noted. So he's preserving that issue on a daily basis with respect to just the cumulative shit that they're in, the more prejudicial than probative type shit that they're doing. And
it's just pure prejudice is what they're, at this point,
it's unbelievable.
It's like they've already well established without any objection or without any dispute that the kids are dead. So why bring somebody in there to be like, here's the pictures, here's their autopsy photos. Gross.
Well, they're appealing to the folks that exist out in this world that are eye for an eye people. Like they, which is always the hard thing about an insanity defense is getting people to actually bring themselves to apply the law. Like I don't think that there's going to be any question at the close of evidence, especially with the experts they're going to put on explaining the realities of psychosis, because no one has any idea. Like anybody that I see on Twitter, and like no one has any fucking idea what it really is, and how people can act, and what people just think that it's impossible if you're in psychosis to have a cogent thought or to be able to operate a phone, which is just not true. So once that ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that's all going to come in. And then ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to be the hurdle that's always existed and has existed for every insanity defense trial that's ever been had in this country, especially. And that's trying to convince somebody who doesn't give a shit if something was wrong with the person, if they had just, their mind was teeming with mental illness. They don't care because they can't look past the horrors of the act itself in order to utter the words not guilty by reason of insanity. And that's his hurdle. Like, to me, and I've said this multiple times, I think that this is a case that will live in perpetuity in mistrial world. I don't think that they'll ever be able to impanel 12 people that are going to agree, because you're going to have the people that actually believe that mental illness is a thing, that actually believe that psychosis is a thing, that actually believe that she was in psychosis, because but for that, there's no reasonable explanation as to what she did to her children. None. They haven't, like, if there was anything that she had found that Patrick was having an affair, that would have been Exhibit 1A in this trial. They would have said, boom, here it is. This is why she did it. None of that should exist.
They have this weird theory of like, she was tired of being a mom, and then they call in all this evidence. The prosecutors call all this evidence to be like, being a mom is the thing she loved most in the world. And it's like,
it's like when they're reading her journal today, Ian, I'm like what? When they sat back in their prosecutor's office and said, yeah, we're going to put him on, which part of the journals do we think really helps us? Like, how did they walk out of that office in agreement that that was the journal entry, the two that they put in, that they thought was going to help them? Because all that did was like, wow, she was a really thoughtful mother, and it was really hurting her that she was feeling a way that where she couldn't raise her third child the way that she raised her first child. And it hurt her. And she wanted, she was endeavoring to change that, to figure out how to feel the way I felt when I had, you know what I mean? And it's like, how are they thinking that that helps them? That is not a woman who's given up and said, I can't fucking do this anymore. I'm over it. Like, it's just, it's befuddling to me, man. It really is. The whole thing is so crazy. It's been, and it's such a wild thing. Like there's a Netflix documentary crew that's been covering it for 3 years. And they came up and introduced themselves to me today. And, you know, I could tell which way they're going to slant with it based on our conversation. And it's the right way. You know, it's like, to me, and again, I don't know how you guys are dealing with the mental illness issue and how because you guys have socialized medicine up there. Like, is your situation with the mentally ill any better than it is down here?
Nope, because the socialized medicine does not apply to mental health.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, mental health is apparently not, part of health, and neither are teeth, because they are, the the wrong kind of bones. So
holy shit, man.
Yeah. So I mean, she'd be just as SOL out here.
Wow.
So
that's shocking to me. But it
is, but
it's indicative of the problem. Like the world just does not view mental health as a real thing.
No, not at all.
It's like the older generations are like, wow, like when psychiatrists and psychologists and going to speak to a therapist was like, like the old heads are like, that's voodoo. I'm like, that's some carny game show shit. Like they don't do it's like. And that's why I've enjoyed having Cam come on, because that generation is far more in tune with their mental health. You know what I mean? It's like such a wide gap in terms of the acknowledgement of the generations that are coming up behind us have a completely different viewpoint on mental health and the importance of mental health and how it's a massive issue that's not being properly addressed. And feeling powerful enough or empowered enough to talk about it openly, because it's always been like the thing that you can't talk about, historically. And, I just think that the younger generations are just so much better at vocalizing what's going on with them personally, with people that they care about, just in general, talking about it. And, because it's like when you're criminal defense lawyers, we see it all the time. You try to have those conversations with the prosecutors, like, look, this kid was going through some shit. Let's not ruin this kid's life on this class 4 felony when, I'm telling you, he was going through this stuff. I can prove it up. That he had shit going on, and this was out of character for him, and nobody was harmed. Let's let's try to come to some kind of an agreement where, you know, I'm not asking for a pass on it, but let's make it so that he has a shot in life without hanging a felony so that he can't get a job ever. And he's going to be labeled as a felon for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just like talking to a brick wall, glassed over eyes, you know, some 26-year-old prosecutor that has no life experience. It's, you know, and it's like you do that for long enough. It's like you just realize that's why I'm so passionate about it, because of that frustration that it was such a real thing. And it was in every capacity, whether it was like order of protection and, you know, like things that were born out of domestic violence cases, and where it wasn't really even violence. It was, you know, just one of the people acting out of sorts, you know, and to the point where they couldn't help themselves from communicating with the other person. And the person's like, I have a order of protection because you're harassing me. And he's like, I'm not harassing you. I love you. And it's like, you never had you know, like all that kind of shit where my client clearly is going through some emotional shit. And I'm like, and you need to quit drinking. I'm like, you got two problems. Like you know, you've got some mental health issues, and, you know, your drinking exacerbates it, you know, and some of your ability to be able to conform your behavior slips when you get shit-faced, you know. I mean, that's like yes, that's just frustrating, man, you know. And it's like, my hope is that, you know, because Reddington's that guy. Like Reddington, I was telling Allie before you jumped on, it's like, I'm so looking forward to this closing. And it's not lost on him, like the significance of this trial, like what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like he's up to the task. Dude's 75.
Oh, and he's sharp as a tack. I'd love
Sharp
to
as a tack, man.
I'd love to sit down and chat with him sometime, because
it's fun. It's fun. I made it a point to do that immediately with him. So you know, yeah, I've been able to have some pretty great conversations with him. He's just like, and his son Patrick is great too, you know. And it's like, so Pat is, you know, like in that beginning of the trial where he's talking about, he's like, it's me alone. I'm gonna say, he's like, you know, I got my son. He goes and gets me coffee. Like Pat has not let that go. He's like, he's like, I thought they were gonna, because when the Commonwealth did that bullshit at the end about wanting to get the list of people that were going in, like poor Father Bob going back and talking to Lindsay, and they're like, we need to get information on how all these people are. Like they might have, like, we need to vet the, you know, and like after, when I was walking out, Pat's like, he's like, I thought they were gonna call me up to the stand, and he was gonna fix the whole that I get him coffee thing.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, he's
Wait, forget my JD.
Yeah.
I'll go be your barista person.
I told him, you know, I'm like, look, man, I mean, like, we're both the sons of pretty fine attorneys. Like, unfortunately, my dad's, you know, not where Reddington is anymore. And, you know, it's like, I'm like, it's a gift. I'm like, you're able to kind of sit here and just watch him operate, and what a mentor to have, you know, to like kind of learn the craft, like the art of cross-examination in terms of watching him. Like he's got the ability, not only because he's so relatable to everybody, he's just relatable. He's enjoyable to watch. Like you're looking forward to his questioning because of his tone, his tenor, the way that he operates, his ability to just be able to think on his feet, the fact that he's not reading off documents, you know, like everything about it. But the biggest part of it for me is you're watching him in a cross, and it seems like two people having a conversation that occasionally gets heated.
Very well at the conversational cross.
It's so good, man.
It doesn't feel like a cross-examination. It feels like a chat, except it's a chat where he's like, all right, I've totally got you by the, you know, by the neck.
Family jewels.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you know, yesterday with the that one doctor that he was cross-examining, and by the time he starts asking her the difficult questions, all of the all of the things he needed her to admit, she's already admitted to, just from going through other things.
Yeah.
And so at that point it was like, well, she doesn't have a whole lot of options there. So
Yeah, I mean, like, he does those classic moves that are just so fun. Like when he knows that, she never spoke to the parents. He's like, "Oh, so when you spoke to Lindsay's parents," and then, which forces her to say, "Oh, I never spoke to the parents." And he's like, "Oh, really?" He did it twice yesterday, where he played that little game where he clearly knows they didn't do something, and he insinuates that they did, so that they only have the choice to come back and say, "Oh yeah, I didn't do that." So when you ordered the records from South Shore and you were looking through them, "Oh yeah, I didn't get those records." I'm like, oh, it's just so good. It's just so tasty when he does that shit.
Yeah, he just makes it look like, well, obviously you did this, right? And then they're like, "No, I didn't do that obvious thing."
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, so in Illinois, she'd be done for. Like, we're not even having this trial because it's not how our statute is set up.
We're
Massachusetts. Yeah. What were you say, babe?
that we're just the ability to tell the difference between
Right and wrong.
right.
Yeah. So it's like
a lot of people made the point because they even have sort of a relaxed inability to tell the difference between right or wrong in Massachusetts. And when I read the new statute, thank you, music to my soul, because we've been reading from because I've been pulling up the 2022 statute.
Wait, what are you talking about? Which statute?
The
Instruction?
Yeah, the instruction.
Wait, how is it different?
It's slightly different, including here. Let me pull it up.
Different good or different bad?
I think different good. I don't know that it makes a difference here, but because I don't know for sure what they are, which one of the two they're going to go on. Let me see if I can share this without. I guess it's going to make. Can you still see each other? Ian, cut off.
Yeah, I'll take that comment down.
Oh, go ahead. I put it up, and we both. Yeah. So when it gets to all right. So the word appreciate, to understand rather than merely know, criminality means the legal significance of conduct. Wrongfulness means the moral significance. The Commonwealth must prove the defendant knew and understood that his conduct was illegal and wrong. It is not enough for the Commonwealth to show that the defendant merely knew or was intellectually aware that his conduct was illegal or wrong. Rather, the Commonwealth must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a mental disease or defect did not deprive the defendant of a meaningful understanding of the legal or moral significance of his conduct. A legal, right, or meaningful significance of his conduct. The defendant must have been able to realize in some meaningful way that his conduct was illegal or wrong. So
do they give a definition of meaningful?
Yeah, that was what we just. No, they did.
No, that was appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I mean it's slightly different.
Or at least it's the way they word it and the way they kind of flesh it out. Well, but do you think, Ian, did you get the sense that the jury has got to have lost trust in the Commonwealth based on like the kind of shit that was coming out today, which they kind of poked their heads in earlier with?
I mean, I'm finding it hard to believe the Commonwealth when they make statements, because like normally when the prosecutor says something, you're like, okay, they're going to prove this.
Right.
And instead they say a thing and it turns out it's like, no, that's shit. That is bullshit.
Yeah.
And this keeps happening where they keep being like, oh yeah, here's this thing we're going to prove. And then it turns out to be complete garbage.
Yep.
And I just keep going, so all you've got is the emotion. And yeah, I just, it makes me shake my head.
And you know, to what your point that you said earlier about when they stipulate, someone in our chat, and I wish I could remember your name, and of course I don't. He said, all right, because I was like, they need to change the rules of evidence, something. It's like he proposes a change to the rule of evidence that, you know, if there's a fact that the defendant has stipulated to, that obviously seriously reduces the probative value of any evidence doing that fact, and it should be presumed, sort of to go with, I know Runkle was saying unethical, but should be presumed as prejudicial to then turn around and the prejudice should be presumed if you're going to try to turn around and introduce evidence to prove a fact that's already been stipulated, you know, and that goes like what you were saying about it being unethical, and it sort of would force the state or Commonwealth or whatever, the government, to prove why, even though the defendant has admitted this should be admissible over and above, you know, some, I want to pull on the heartstrings of the jury just because I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I might say it as something like this: if you don't accept the stipulation, you don't get to prove it. It just, you know, goes unproven. It's like,
Yeah.
all right,
That'd be a good one. I'll take that.
Yeah.
you don't want to accept the
Write it up.
stipulation that the children are dead? Cool. You're gonna have a tough time with this case then.
That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome.
Let's start having defense attorneys write all the rules of evidence, rewrite them.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's purely a stipulation that is for the, like, you know, that is directly to the prosecution's own benefit. You know, why they're refusing to accept it is purely because they want the prejudice in there.
Oh, I mean, their entire case hinges on it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a case, and at this point, sans the rebuttal case that they're going to put on after, you know, we hear from the defense's experts, but yeah, I mean, it's just, we've seen the entire case. And when you move the homicide aspect aside and you're left looking at the sum total of what they put on in evidence to try to meet this burden, this very, in my estimation, a very difficult burden to prove that she was not psychotic. It's like, and
I find it really interesting that the prosecution has the burden on that one.
It's crazy. I love it, obviously, but yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild.
Hey, babe, you didn't tell us, or did you tell us? And you can tell me later if you've already told the chat, but did you meet Rosemary? Did you?
I did. That was the first thing I talked about. It was like,
It's all right. You don't have to
it
do
made
again.
my whole day, because Red walks out of the courtroom and was like, "Hey, Bob, come here." It's like, I want you to meet somebody. And he's like,
Bob's like,
and she was with him. I'm like, oh my God, I've been dying to get a hold of you. It's like, I was like, I don't fanboy over anybody ever, but I said, I'm
Except
fanboying
you
over
and
you.
you, both of
I'm
you.
like, yeah, I'm like, you and my wife. I was like, I've told everybody, I said, I'd kill to watch you two try a case. I'm like, you're the two most fantastic pit bull attorneys that I know. And like, you know, so I was just raving about her to her face, probably to the extent where she was getting, you know, like
Uncomfortable.
no, she definitely wasn't uncomfortable.
This guy. Do I need a no stalking order?
Yeah. So I just, yeah, it was a great way to start the day. It was a great way to start the day. And she stayed probably for about an hour and a half.
We watched her leave right after that first witness.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Because she was sitting behind me. So I kept peeking back at her. And then all of a sudden, the next time I peeked back, she was gone. But
what
yeah.
do you think of the bow wearing?
It's fucking outrageous. It's like, I called it day one. Like when somebody, I'm like, this is a move. This is like just another pathos ringing bullshit fucking carny game by this douchey.
If I was the judge, I would have said, like, right at the outset, if you show up in a bow again, it's a mistrial.
Yeah.
For the same
I want
reason that,
Ian
like,
sitting on the bench of all my
No,
trials.
we need Ian as our judge, perma
well,
judge.
the thing is, it's like if you show up in the Karen Reed trial and you're wearing a bright pink suit.
Same shit.
It's just, like, this is improper.
you're right.
You are trying to manipulate the jury.
Yep.
And I would just say, like, look, this is clearly improper. You know what you're doing. And if you show up doing it again, it'll be a mistrial. And it'll be on you, which means you don't get another shot. So if you don't want this entire murder trial to just go away, fucking stop it.
Yeah.
And, like, nope.
No.
Nope.
Well, and Bob, I was putting in the chat yesterday because you were asking. One of the people in our chat said she did go back and watch a murder trial that was available.
Yeah,
on
I saw
TV,
that yesterday.
and I thought she said Reddington was involved. So I thought he's definitely going to ask Reddington about the fucking bows now, if this woman ever wears a bow. But she didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't bring it up. Well, after you saw the whatever trial it was, they even named who the defendant was. They're like, she wasn't wearing bows. I'm like, what else do I need to know?
Right, that's true. It's just like,
it's like yesterday, Ian, like the chat was relentless with the bow question. you need to find out. I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do? Ask this ADA?
No,
Are
I
you
just kept saying,
intentionally trying to
ask-
manipulate the jury by wearing the bows every day? Because we all know you are. At this point, she's heard the chatter. In this day and age, there isn't a lawyer alive that hasn't, like, if you don't think that those women have gone online, unless they just can't take the heat from the shit that they're getting on the interwebs, they know. And she knows that the bow is a topic of conversation, the bow wearing. And she's now in a position where she's had to lean into it in order to be like, oh, yeah, I just wear bows every day. Like she can't back out on it, and she's like stuck in the bow shit. And it's at this point, like when she walks in or the jury walks in, I've been watching in the mornings to see if like two of the women like are looking at her and are whispering, oh, like she's got another bow. Look, she's wearing another bow. I haven't seen that happening, so I'm sure that'll be a question that I would love to ask a juror from this trial after the fact. Is like what if they noticed the bows, if they did notice the bows, did it affect them in any kind of way? Was it a reminder for them? Of it's
supposed to be subliminal.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. I
keep
just
forgetting that you guys are allowed to talk to jurors because in Canada it's illegal to ask jurors anything about their about their service.
Yeah.
And they actually just recently changed the law to allow jurors to talk about it with like therapists.
What?
Because previously it was illegal for them to talk with a therapist about, you could have a juror who has to sit through like
this,
something like this, where there's like autopsy photos and they can't tell their therapist, like, so that recently got changed. And yeah.
Because people were asking in the chat, somebody raised the question, like, what if a juror needed therapy during trial?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I think you'd bow out.
Right.
Like when the judge is like, does anybody have anything, any of you jurors have anything you want to say? I'd be like, yo, I'm getting PTSD. I'm out.
For therapy. Right. Red is a real life Matlock.
He is a real life Matlock.
He had that light suit on today. Did he have a light suit on today?
Yeah, he had today was a nice cream colored suit. He always pulls up every morning. He's got this Bronco Sport, and he rolls up every morning like around 8:30, and he's like every day he's cranking Pearl Jam. It's like and I'm like, I'm
I
like, man,
literally spent years just with the Pearl Jam, station on,
yeah.
because then I didn't have to look for anything else. I didn't have to connect my phone. I'm just, all right.
Well, the
Stick on
first
channel
day,
22.
the first day that I noticed that when he was, because like the first day I was here on Monday, I was standing out there doing like recording a little video for a short, and I hear a car cruise by, and I can hear Pearl Jam's cranking from it. I didn't see who was driving it. The next day, I was out filming the thing, and I see that it's red, and he's got the windows rolled down, his arms out, and the yellow Ledbetter's cranked, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like figure.
Could I love you anymore?
I know. Could I have more of a lawyer crush on you? So, and then at lunch on the same day, because I keep going and eating in the car because Margaret packs lunches for us. It's awesome. So I go sit in the car, and he's sitting in his car, and like yellow Ledbetter's like playing again.
You keep saying Ledbetter.
I know. I'm like, you're playing
Better.
Yellow Ledbetter again. And he's like, I love Yellow Ledbetter. I'm like, it's a great song. It's a great song. So yeah, he's just a fun lawyer to watch. Man, and he's like loving every second of it. Because I'm like, are you getting sleep? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm getting pretty good sleep. I'm like, man, because he's a whiz. He just sits there, like all of his crosses, unless he's referencing a document, like a medical record or, pages with chat messages on them. Like the man, like he's not going off anything written ever for any of his cross examinations, which just shows you a mastery of the facts in the case. And it's in knowing how many cases he tried, like in the last, like leading up to this trial, it's incredibly impressive. It's incredibly impressive that he's got, because like that's, when he was arguing the thing about them potentially barring a couple of the late disclosure witnesses, and he's like, you can't put it on her. It was my fault, but like this is what was going on with me. Like I had four trials in a row, 2 murders, a rape, like some heavy duty shit.
Yeah.
And it's like leading into this thing, and he's like, I only have so many hours in the day, and you can't take my mistake. It's that day he fell on the sword, which, once you get to know who he is, you have no doubt that he would do that in the blink of an eye, which he did.
Going back to today, did you notice? I know you keep telling me, babe, I'm telling you, the jurors are stone-faced. The jurors aren't really doing anything. Again, there was no real juror moments that you noticed.
No, I mean, to me, the most important thing is that they are all engaged in the testimony. You know what I mean? They're genuinely paying attention.
Right. So what did you guys think
The
then?
thing that I was watching the most was when they played the 2 videos. Like the crime scene video, I wanted to kind of see if they were, and like no one was.
When you say the crime scene, because I didn't realize the trial was back, so Tracy put it up and I missed it. They didn't show bodies in the house.
No, it was up in the bedroom. So it was body worn cam from the bedroom. So it's like that didn't really have an impact. And then obviously the ridiculous museum thing, she can manipulate a knob. Look, you see her talking.
Oh, that was so dumb.
Oh my God. I'm like,
she's able to operate a display that's aimed at children. So clearly she's like,
they just wanted to show the kids in the museum.
Well, that's exactly what they wanted to do.
Exactly.
So, but going back to that, like I was screaming about the diary or whatever you call that, the affirmations she was keeping. Like these women, I mean, we all know they have no children, but do they even understand the concept of parenthood? And it's like to be that like socially unaware, to have no social awareness, that it is clear to everyone and anyone reading that those, her journaling, whatever you want to call it, is that this is not someone who is tired of being a mother and is
It's
fed
quite
up.
the opposite.
Right.
It's quite the opposite.
Well, I should probably get moving. I've got a celebratory dinner to go to soon. I'm
Is it for your
celebrating
last
the,
day? Your last day of work?
last day of work, soon on to new things, and it's going to be exciting.
We're happy for you. I'm happy for you, Ian. Congrats.
There's also, for the out of town work site there's a fish pond that's like right nearby. So I realized that like my travel fishing set was up at the rural land, so I went and spent some money and bought stuff to go fishing with. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be like, all right, I'm gonna spend the day working, and then once the work day's over, I'm going down to the fish pond. And
What time is it there?
Well, this is going to be in a week, but
Oh.
because right now it is just about 7. But I'll finish up teaching at like 4, and then go and go see if I can catch a fish. Go,
All right.
go do some live stream. But it'll mean that I'll be like, when I'm not actively teaching, it'll mean that I can do things like, gavel to gavel coverage of trials and stuff, which the only time I was able to do that was the Rust trial, and then that one fell apart.
But in the most exciting way.
Yeah, it was great. I was at CrimeCon when that shit happened, when that whole thing fell apart. Like it was literally, it was incredible. Like her taking the stand, the prosecutor was
her taking the stand was just insane. And like the defense lawyer's like, you don't have to do this.
Yeah,
She's
the
like,
judge
no, I
was
want
like, you don't have to do this too. Like everybody was like, you don't have to do this. She's like, I'm making my record. Okay.
And I'm just like, most lawyers try to work hard to not be on the stand, but nope, they're keen. They're gonna make that happen. So
yeah, right. Well, thanks for joining us, Ian. It was so good to see you.
Yeah, we love you. We miss you.
Miss you too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to come back there at some point, most likely for the eventual.
We got
trial.
you, man.
The
We have
ongoing
a kid living in the house too now, so it's like you'll actually have your pick of rooms. And I'll get on those sport peppers when I get home.
We better get our basement figured out, or your dad will be sleeping in the living room still.
Oh my god, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's yeah, Scarlett, our 14-year-old, is not in love with Grandpa sleeping in the living room.
So we've
fair. That's got to get
flood in our basement too. So
yeah, that's miserable.
Ours was not as horrific as yours. Like our furnace and water heater didn't get trashed, so it was like basically ours was rip up the carpet and put some antimicrobial into the lower portions of the drywall that it hit, and but the insurance company is whatever.
Our insurance company kind of sucked, and
yeah,
now you're considering selling your property.
Yeah, well, because we're looking at building this new land or this new house, and that's expensive. So plus Canada has a rule that when you're buying a place, if you don't put down a 20% down payment, then you have to pay the government a bunch of additional money for insurance for if you're
us too. But we pay an insurance company.
Yeah, we have to pay, like, it's a government program, but it's an insurance thing. And so then if you can't pay your mortgage, they step in and, make sure the bank isn't fucked, but you're fucked. So, but it just costs you a whole bunch of, extra money that I don't want to spend. So it means big savings for anything you want to do. So,
yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, Ian.
All right.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Tell Mrs. Runkle we said hello.
I will do so. Cheers. Have a good evening.
Cheers. Bye.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We've ignored our chat though now.
It's always, I know we didn't give love to the chat. All right, let's start going through some supers.
I'm gonna do it. Here we go.
Okay.
We always appreciate the jewels. Thanks for the jewels. Okay.
I told you, she hates the jewels.
No, I love the jewels. Don't say that.
She hates the
hate
jewels.
The reading. You don't read it. Don't
She
read
hates
it.
these cans. Oh, movie. First one to get it.
She hates these
First-
cans.
Yeah, I'm not asking you. I'm asking the chat. First one to get it. Somebody's gonna get it. I got to go all the way to the bottom of chat.
All right.
Somebody
Harbinger of imminent death says 3 defendants walk into a bar. Objection assumes facts, not in evidence.
Hey, Bay Harbor Beauty, we were talking about your products today, how much we love them.
Yes, we were.
Yes,
And
we
that
were.
Bob's using more than I want him to.
Well, I didn't take it to mass with me though. So
well, he took the one product. So
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? You were supposed to. There was a double for you. Wait, did he just disappear? He just froze up.
Who? Me?
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh,
I didn't freeze up. Oh,
just
I'm good.
and
I'm
look
good.
at his face. Look how wonderful it is. Bob is definitely like typically he's got more products than me, but right now I'm
not afraid of a
I'm all
product.
product upped. I'm
Your
all
product up. You got all the products.
Thanks, Bay Harbor Beauty.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We're loving the products.
Loving the jewels. Jennifer Driscoll became a member. Oh, what'd she get?
I love it. I love it. So somebody asked if I'd have. I haven't had my lobster roll yet, but I will. But I did have a full lobster yesterday, which was delicious. Like Margaret stopped at where they get their lobsters, and we picked up the lobsters, and it was a simple meal. It was a full lobster, the whole damn thing, the claws, big, beautiful, delicious, sweet, succulent lobster. And she's got these little butter pools, like, so it's like probably that deep. You just like you prep all your meat, like whatever you're eating first, and like you leave the tail for last because it's that. And then you have that, and it was just that, a corn on the cob, and a little bit of potato salad, and it was clutch. It was delicious. It was so good. It was like in the and I know you're not an oyster fan, but I am. You know how much I love oysters.
Yeah.
Oysters. So we went to Oyster Man in Duxbury, which was great. And like the oysters were they were literally, they had 2 kinds. One were actually from Duxbury, and the other was from just up the way a bit. So they're like the freshest oysters you'll ever have. It was, man, oh man.
Well, Jaded for Justice says,
Oh
check out.
wait, I think Mama Brad.
Yeah. I could tell more from the way you said it, but I couldn't. I was sitting there and I was trying to remember when it happened in the movie.
Diane Boston, Kathleen nailed it. Kathleen so far. Let me keep scrolling up just a little bit more. Kathleen
was the first.
Kathleen's a winner. Good job, Kathleen. That's one of my fun things I like to do. I like to ask a nice little, movie quote.
I'm just going to take this rock and these.
That's all I need.
That's all I need. Poor white boy raised in a black family.
Remote.
What is it? A poor black man raised in a white family. A poor white man raised in a black family.
No, he said I grew up a poor black child in a small town in Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
And it's Steve Martin, so you can understand the hilarity of that.
Yeah, it was like Elf learning he wasn't an elf.
Yeah. It was like that. It was like that.
All right, so
Wait, you quit doing the soups.
sorry.
Let's go.
Well, because you kept popping off.
Oh,
Jaded for Justice says check out McLean Hospital Pavilion in Massachusetts. It's a private mental health treatment program. 14-day stay costs $63,000.
wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Gelatid lion, Loney, Gelady Aloni. Do it, babe.
What?
Gelatid Aloni.
Galidoni? Here, make it bigger. Where's it at on the
I
thing?
can't make it bigger.
No, I mean, like, where's it on the list? I have to see it, like, where I can't read. That's too small.
It's at 7:45.
Oh. Oh, you whipped past all those jewels? Wait, did you do this?
Oh, I started.
717?
I was at the bottom. I was going up.
Oh, okay. Oh, 717?
Or I'm starting at the top. No, forget it.
Like, who starts at the bottom and moves
Well, because if
backwards?
someone said something very relevant, we've already been so late with all the people at the top that I just went to the bottom.
Yeah, that's logical.
Thanks.
Makes sense.
Thanks for all the jewels. Sleuth Investigates member for 6 months.
Appreciate you.
Were you
Thank you.
Father Bob Incognito? Were you Father Bob? Come on.
No, I met Father Bob yesterday. He was very
Thanks for all
nice.
the jewels. Always love the jewels. Charisse, I don't know. WS Watercolors. She is watercolors. I don't know. I can't. Just don't leave it to me. And Bob's looking at something else. Charisse. Wait. Babe, what's this name?
Let's see. What time is it? I can't read it, dude. What time was it?
Put the brightness up. It's at the beginning. Put the brightness up on your
Too
computer.
small. Yeah, it's Charisse.
WS Watercolors.
Yeah.
Okay. WS then in the middle.
I don't worry about the last part. I just read the actual name. If it's like an
Okay.
actual name.
Welcome. Welcome. Then we get lots of jewels. Love the jewels.
You could at least say Bernissa. You could say their names.
Babe.
Like, you're giving like no love to the jewel people. They'll quit giving jewels.
All right, the distracted therapist. Do you think there's a chance of a directed verdict, even if the judge seems fatigued from them? I know it's unlikely, but I've been curious.
Not a chance.
And we were talking about it earlier on the live, and I was like, I think he'll probably do something, but maybe save it more to the end. But then when I read the new instruction, because it also said something else about like the burden. That I thought, maybe that you don't even need expert testimony. So maybe they could say beyond a reasonable doubt hasn't proved it. But yeah, it's unlikely. EMA 551B, welcome, new member. Babe, is Patrick in the courtroom?
No,
Is
hasn't
he
been in the
late now?
courtroom. His family's not, his parents aren't in the courtroom. Patrick has not been in the courtroom since he testified. Nope.
Oh, Cupcake Diaries.
Aw.
A little
It's
combo.
like the cupcake and the Defense Diaries had a little cupcake baby. And they named it Cupcake Diaries. I love it.
We love our
family hug.
We love Mel's cupcakes here. We love Mel's cupcakes here.
Indeed.
Carrie RH says spinal injuries aren't just not walking. I know firsthand similar injury level to LC. So sorry. I was also an RN. Don't blame Patrick Clancy, etc. Not in court. It's torture. No, I can imagine. Like, no, I wouldn't be in court. I don't think.
No.
Thank
Right.
you, Salty Mom. Hello says, I think the prosecutors are trying to get Lindsay Clancy to finish what she started with how they're handling this case. It's sick.
It is sick.
It is.
It's sick.
It is.
Hey, you
Thanks.
forgot the very top new member, OSU
Oh.
Ant 72. Aw, family hug. Welcome.
I don't know if
think you're Ohio State or Oklahoma State. Could be
if
either one.
Watercolors and Ema got a family hug, so give them one too.
Family hug. Welcome. Love having you here.
Thanks.
Salty Mom.
Thank you, Carrie.
Jacqueline Ha.
Or Jacqueline. Psychosis equals feeling everyone is dangerous. So only way to protect babies is by extreme, skewed perspective as zero insight. Can't judge by normal values. For sure. Absolutely. Iron Dog. What's Iron Dog get?
A family hug. That's what Iron Dog gets.
And what does Florence Nightingale get?
Family hug. Florence, welcome.
Thanks for the jewels. Opal, I had postpartum depression, but it was focused on my hubby because he was an alcoholic, etc. I had a plan to off him, self-reported. And the first doctor told me, as a woman, it's your job. The second doctor took me seriously.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Man.
Like, we all want to kill our husbands. Don't worry, it's your job. I mean, is that what she's saying? This doctor's basically
like some people absolutely have dealt with providers that have dismissed everything they say, or you're just being ridiculous, you're being hysterical. Like, and it's like nurses sometimes like you'll see when we start going through some of the letters, it's like
I gotta go pick up Scout, babe, and I might then have to go to the market. I either have to do that now or do it afterwards.
Okay. So you were going downwards?
No, I started at the top, and I'm going down. So
okay.
I gotta go. I'm actually not gonna get back on. We're gonna go get her some stuff for tomorrow.
Okay.
Love you.
All right, Opal. I love you, babe. I miss
you. Bye, guys. See you not tomorrow. Oh, yeah. We'll see you tomorrow, just not for trial, for our mental health awareness day.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye, babe. Bye. So thanks, Opal. And then Lucy, I'm going to read the names. Lucy Lou, thank you for the jewels. Nola's for liver, members for 7 months. May we have some in the courtroom and jury duty vibes. I think I've given you, right? Like, that's what Allie was saying. That was like 2 hours ago. So I think we've handled that. Thank you for the jewels, IT guy. Appreciate it. Hello. Ian was pissed last night on his recap. I mean, we all were. It was horrible. A nightmare. Thank you for the 2. Luna's mom. My dad used to say, if doctors knew what they were doing, they wouldn't call it practice. Spot on. Pops, Luna's mom. Thanks, Luna. Danny girl, thank you. Not that Dina. $20. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying scenery wise, Massachusetts. Yeah. I love Mass. It's a great state. Like in Hull is like beautiful. Some of these houses are and thank you so much for that. Not that Dina. Magical Mary. Bob, check out STS tonight. Guest Teresa Twomey, been through PPP and explains it well. I'll try to take a peek. No guarantees though. But thank you for your generosity, by the way. Shannon, thank you. Clean, thank you. Miss W, thanks for the 2. Bob, in the sky with jewels. Allie's just not feeling them. Lady Di, family hug, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. Casey, welcome to you. Thank you for becoming a member. Debbie Rose, Defense Diaries. I still can't get over the mental health workers not talking to each other. It's one of the most upsetting parts of the whole thing to me. And like the Commonwealth talking out of both sides of their mouth with two different providers. Like with Tufts, it's fine. I didn't need to. And, you know, Commonwealth, oh, yeah. You know, you really just rely on the patient, right? Oh, yeah. And then when it gets to Dukes, you know, oh, yeah, collateral discussions with collateral people. They're important. You can gain insight from people that, you know, are going to know things that the patient might not. It's like, I mean, I hope the jury's picking up on shit like that. Yeah, I can't believe it either. But Lindsay repeatedly telling them her thoughts about unaliving herself, and because she wasn't in the act, they dismissed them. Yeah, without having the plan, the nightmare plan scenario. I'm with you. Thanks, Debbie. Tiff, thank you. Andrea, family hug, welcome. Thank you. Iceman coming through. Yo, Allie, I need a note for work so I can focus on this trial. Was hoping you could help because it's been bonkers. Laugh out loud. Also, what up, though? What up, though, Iceman? Thanks for the time. Sleuth Investigates. Coming in with 10, my favorite buzzwords of red. Yeah, through the television. I love it. So that meeting was through the television. Devil's lettuce was so good. And when he told the detective today, just rip right through it. Oh man, he's so good. Yeah, same. He's definitely my dude, Sleuths. I love him. Lawful Law, thank you. Oh, Mima, you finally pulled the trigger. Family hug, welcome. I'm glad you're staying. Oh, there's my girl. What's up, Just South? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I was saying when I was eating that lobster yesterday. Oof. Thanks, Just South. I adore you. Anne Boleyn. Love that. It's clever. Still clever. I thought it was clever the first time, and I still think it's clever. Hello. $5, like Allie said today, laying foundation, but it's going to be timeline of the phones and the watches. They didn't even fuck with the watches. Nothing. Did we hear anything about the watches? They're done with all the tech shit, as far as I know. I think we're done with the tech shit. It's over. That was it. What we saw today. Dunzo. Thanks for the 5. Hello. Appreciate it. Nurse Mandy, enjoying Cam's appearances. She's the best. I concur. Thanks, Nurse Mandy. Appreciate it. Great job, Mom and Dad. Yeah, she's a good egg. Milky Joe, $2. Do we know when the civil trials start? It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute. I mean, civil trials take anywhere from 3 to 5 years to get to trial, and most of them don't get to trial. Like some of those providers are going to settle. You know, everyone that was named, every facility that was named that had somebody testifying had a lawyer sitting in there. Like the last 3 providers all had their lawyers sitting right in front of me. And the one dude kept turning around when I kept like making noises with Joletta. She'd say some shit and I'd be like, oh God, that's bad. Turn around. I'd be like, yeah, girl's fucked. Thanks, Milky. Lawsy C, $2. Thank you. Reddington's closing is going to be powerful. Yes. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Thank you, Lawsy. Ellen, $20. Bob, I agree with you 100% on this case, but I'm scared because the 2 mental health criminal responsibility experts the CW has are legit, not kooks. Can send names if you want. Please do. I'd like to do a little digging into them. Please do. And thank you for your generosity, Ellen. Lazy LCH, $10. Hi, Bob and Allie. Thanks for the coverage. I can't believe these influencers are all saying what they are. I guess not surprising since some of them think women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Dude. Ugh. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah. Like the incel, like this is causing men discomfort, this trial. Like the misogynist incel fucking douchebags are like getting uncomfortable about women feeling empowered about talking about this thing that's been an issue forever. It's making them squirm in their seats. And me, I fucking love it. I love it. I got your back, ladies. All yous. Bob's team woman. I think you know that. And if you're new to the channel, I'm team woman. So I've picked my team. I'm abandoning the men. I'm going with the women. Thank you so much, Lazy. Appreciate that. Sarah, welcome. Family hug. Appreciate you. Yeah, on my tweet yesterday, they're still coming at me. All the misogynists, like it's crazy. Like that tweet where I said I desperately want to give Lindsay a hug. I don't think it was like I didn't clarify that I was in the courtroom. So I think some people are just reading it like it was just a declaration in general, which it is. But I was really, really feeling it because I was sitting, feet away from her, watching it, you know. But yeah, the responses, it's a lot. Psych Lolly, $10. Shout out to East Coast Alley's rant today. Oh, is she on one? I'll have to go back and check it out. Thanks, Psych. Thanks, Miss Pete. Thanks, Cole Marie. Appreciate you. Thanks, Steph Bunny. Always appreciate you. Oh, look at Cole Marie turning around, becoming a member. Oh, family hug. I love it. First thing when I walked into the courthouse today and I went up, there were two nice women. Like right away, I was walking past. She's like, Bob. First thing she says, family hug? I was like, bring it in here. It's like family hug. And then her friend, I was like, you want to, like, are we doing this family hug? It's like, oh yeah. Stolen out the family hugs today. World Snacked. Thank you. Joanna, PhD. Don't want to forget that part. Thank you. Laura, I saw this one. I started. I was trying to remember that case. It's like just not ringing a bell. I'm sure if I Googled it, I'd remember the name. Because that's a case that would be hard to like not have heard of, especially being in the area, you know. Yeah, I'll check that out. It's fucked up. World Snacked. Thank you. Sherry, so glad I live in Canada and what it stands for. Not far from you, Runkle. Oh, he gone. I live in Calgary. I'll tell him you said so. Cherie. I'll say, Cherie, she's your neighbor over in Calgary. Send her a note with a raven. I'm going to send a raven. I'm sure that's really how Ian communicates. He sends a raven with a note. I mean, it's fucking wizard. Thank you for your generosity. Ellen, $5. Expected CW experts. Dr. Kirk Hellebrand, Dr. Avram Mack, Dr. Gregory Sathoff, Dr. Margarita Abi Zaid Dau. They are, unfortunately, legit. We'll see. We'll see how they stand up under cross by the man. Thank you for that, Ellen. I was hoping you were going to email it to me. Now I have to screenshot that so I could see those. So I can vet these fine folks. Boop. There we go. Thank you for supplying me with that intel. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, Allie hit that one. JD came back with 14 Canadian. When DA arrests, the defense usually files motions to dismiss. Could the defense file this, or is that not possible because of this type of defense? Love you guys. Love you back. Yeah, I mean, when they rest, Red will argue a motion for a directed finding. It's not going to be, I don't know, in mass, do they do it as a directed verdict or a directed finding? Or do they do it as a motion to dismiss? Whatever the case may be, you're trying to get the same result. You're trying to get the same result. Yeah, that's when they'll argue it. I mean, as to the homicide, like obviously the homicides are, he really can't do it because really the Commonwealth's case in chief is their rebuttal case. You know, and it's like they've met their burden on the homicides. But the real question in this case is, what is the punishment going to be? So, yeah, I think he'll preserve the record and try to do it anyway. But I think maybe not though, because it's clunky. But that was a great question. Thank you for that. No, sure. My 3 faves. Hopefully Runk saw that. Thank you for the 10. Styly Arts. Thank you. Hopefully I didn't mess your name up. Carrie RH. MH covered universal health care. But stigmatized. Huh. Where are you, Carrie? Are you in the UK? Is that the Union Jack? Yeah, I mean, mental health is just stigmatized in general, right? It's ridiculous. Fucking Stone Ages. Like 100 years from now, they're going to look back and be like, these fucking morons. Like, yeah. Ashley, 200 joules. Thank you. CC Porter. Appreciate you. And then Lala, $20. Wow. It's such a long day. I already forgot about the 9:45 a.m. Google search while Lindsay was probably not home. Surprised the DA didn't ask. Fair to say that laptops are portable. You can access the internet from anywhere with Wi-Fi, including the doctor's office. Yeah, right. That would have been par for the course. Thanks, Lala. Miss Pete. Family hug. Welcome. CC back with some jewels. Appreciate that. Oh, this is the one Allie was asking me to read. Oh, you made it back from your game night.
I sure did.
How'd you guys do?
Never played a game.
Wow, just a lot of talking, huh?
Yeah.
The girls just chatting. So I'm gonna say that's Galadoni. Galadoni. Yeah, right? Galadoni. I feel like I didn't screw it up. Watching stream, got Chinese for dinner. So did we. Fortune cookie said, wait, you were here. You ordered it.
No, I ordered it.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't eat it.
No, true. Fortune cookie says, prioritize your mental health and seek help if necessary. Yes. The irony with watching this trial. No shit. That was pretty spot on cookie. And thank you for that. And then Just a Girl from the 6 coming through again with 10 DD podcast memberships. Thank you, girl from the 6. You're so generous. Love you. Thank you for helping build our community. Kima. Aw, family hug. Welcome, girl. Happy you're part of the fam. CC back. Thank you. Harbinger of imminent death. That is, it's daunting. $5 if a jury's deliberations are dragging on, but they report they are not deadlocked, will judges eventually end things anyway? I mean, I think what will happen if that's the case, like if they're just deliberating, no, they're going to let them fucking deliberate. Judges aren't going to, like, if they're not sending notes out, like saying we're deadlocked, have at it. Y'all take as long, like, take as long as you need. I forget what, like, it was that case with, it was the case with the preschool where they were accused of molesting all these kids, I think. Because at one point I Googled what was the longest deliberation, and it was that case. It was like the people that ran this preschool, and I think it was some crazy period of time, like how long the jury deliberated. I'm talking like, I thought it was like over a year. It was something crazy. Like somebody definitely knows what case I'm talking about. Thanks, Harbinger. 20th Century Foxy. Family hug. New member. Welcome. Stifler's mom. Oh, that made me giggle. Love it. I love it. Thank you for the jewels. I've got a bluebird on my shoulder. Welcome back, girl. Been missing you. It's good to see you in here. And I appreciate you getting that membership. Angie, thank you. Dr. Russell's gasp. $5. Just want to pop in and say I appreciate you both. Well, we love and appreciate you, Dr. Russell's, very much. Madam Clerk suit. Love it. Thanks for the jewels. The family jewels. Yellow Ledbettero, $5. I've had this handle forever, but I think Reddington would love it too, or love it, LOL. So glad you were there. Very important case. Yes, yes. Enjoy the boat. I work on one. Awesome. Thanks, Yellow. Appreciate you. Yeah, he would definitely love it. I love it. And Pearl Jam's my favorite band. Chase, thank you. Jenny, $7. Oz, 12 free psych visits after the GP visit and mental health plan. Our laws also allow for was unable to control their conduct. All right. Yeah, we used to have it that way in Illinois, and then they got rid of, when was unable to conform their conduct to the requirements of the law. They got rid of that part. Like, that's what it was when my dad tried Gacy. And it fit for him, but there was no way they were like, Gacy was going down. Oh, Pinky, thanks. Angie, member for 1 month. Hey, Bob, are jury questions allowed in mass? I don't know if they are. If they are, there's been not a one. The judge hasn't inquired. Like at Richard Allen's trial, they allowed jury questions in Indiana. And after every witness, a judge would ask, jury, do you have any questions? And then the jurors that had written questions down would submit them up to the judge. The lawyers and the judge would go rally in the corner, and then they'd decide which questions were allowed to be asked and answered. So, but I don't think it's the case in mass. And if it is, they ain't doing it. Do you ever check your Zelle? Here's the problem with the Zelle. I don't get like a notification with it. So I take it that you sent me something via Zelle. It should show up in my Apple Wallet though. Did you send me something in Zelle or I got? Let me check. Hold on. Dawn, did you send something in Zelle? That's what I'm asking. I'll check. I'll go deep. See, because my bank uses Zelle, so it's like I don't have Zelle as an independent app, so it just shows up in my bank. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Check this. Yeah, if you sent something via Zelle, I'm not seeing it. Was it today? Got nothing. But I like usually I used to get a text notification that somebody Zelled money. So I don't know what the hell is going on with it, but I didn't get anything today. But thanks for the 10, Dawn. And if you sent it, follow up with me, DM me. Definitely want to make sure if you sent money that I track it down. Music, $10. Did you hear I became an honorary lawyer today? Allie said I was a junior JD. Now for sending you all the new model instructions. I concur. Welcome to the firm. It would be interesting to compare them to see what changed. Yeah, I think when we get to that point in the trial, I'm sure that's exactly what we'll do. We'll put them up and compare and contrast. So thanks. Appreciate that music. As Allie appreciated it earlier in the day. Deb, thank you. Stifler's mom, thank you. Stifler's mom, thanks again. Catastrophic. $2. What is a sport pepper? They're little hot peppers, like about 1.5 inches big, small circumference, like that. They put them on hot dogs around here. They're great. Like I eat them. I just snack them. I just pull them out of they have their stem on them still. They look like a miniature jalapeno. It's the best way to describe it. And if you get a Chicago hot dog, and if you like pepper, you always get it with hot peppers, with sport peppers. So, I told Ian likes heat. I was like, well, you have to get the sport peppers. He loved the sport peppers. He's a big fan of the sport pepper. He's like, I've never heard of these. I was like, that's like when I went to Philly and asked for giardiniera on my Philly cheesesteak, and the guy looked like I was from a different planet. He's like, what? He's like, giardiniera. He's like, what? It's like it's a pickled shit in like hot oil, like cauliflower and carrots and peppers. It's delicious. He's like, we don't have that. I never heard of it. Tim Embry, you know what you get. Oh, family hug, Tim. Welcome. Critical Thinker, $2. Does LC remember what happened? I've not heard. Yeah, I think she does. I mean, she's not in psychosis anymore. And from what I've gathered, you don't necessarily have amnesia. I don't know that she'll have total recall, but in terms of end results, you know what I mean? It's like the act itself, I don't know, but in terms of the aftermath, she's definitely not going to testify. No way, no how. And thanks for that, Critical Thinker. Appreciate it. Harbinger's back. $5. What is the point of the witnesses' attorneys being in the room just to observe? Can they call a break to confer? Can they object? Well, they're getting sued. Either they have their people in there. It's usually the facilities that have their lawyer in there because they want them there. They don't want to have to wait until the transcripts become available, and they want them there making sure that these people aren't saying anything that's going to help the civil lawsuit for the plaintiffs, but they cannot object. And in this situation, if it's not something involving somebody invoking their Fifth Amendment, the judge isn't going to allow them to break to confer with their civil lawyer. The judge would be like, no, get out. Thanks, Harbinger. David, thank you for the 440 joules. Hull Beach Mama.
Whoa.
Love it.
Huh.
You
Not
have
me.
you have a great view for the fireworks tomorrow night in Hull. You have had the best coverage with this trial. Thank you. I agree. Like, completely, not objectively. With total bias, I agree. Thank you so much. Swing by and say hi. I had a guy walking, like he was walking his dogs, and he saw me here. It's like, hey, so big fan. My wife and I are a big fan of the show.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool. It was cool.
How was the 5K?
It was good. They were running closer to the water,
Yeah.
so I actually was down. I had walked down to the water, and I was coming back, and I saw him coming. It was like a funeral procession, so I felt like I had to like break. So I like ran ahead before they were coming through.
Yeah. Otherwise, stampede.
Yeah, it was like because they went way back. Like there was a very determined guy in the front. You could tell he was that guy, like really pumping it. So, but yeah, it was fun.
You gotta get his number then.
Yeah. Nina Bobina, new member. Family hug. Welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. Love ya. Sam. Family hug. Welcome. And then happiness. 21JC. Is that it? Yeah. $20. Another great stream. Thanks for all your hard work. Thank you for your generosity and the compliment. We appreciate it very much. Luna Dewdrops, new member. Family hug. I love all the new members so much. Okay, Dawn Burke, $2.50 on. Wait, 9.6 or you mean 8.6? Dawn, just put it in like you don't have to send money. Just in regular chat, tell me it can't be 9.6. It's not September, so it's got to be. You must mean 8.6. I'll check. I'll check in there for show. Thank you. Pinky, Bob, $5. Please Google Jeff Naked and Afraid. He is your doppelganger. All right, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm doing it as we speak. I mean, when he has his beard, I can see it. It's a strikingly handsome man. Jeff, from you guys all Google it and you tell me in chat. Thanks, Pinky. I take it you find him to be an incredibly handsome guy, right? A bow for a bow. I take it the bow is really pissing you off. $5. Pretend the CW wanted to settle this without trial. What would or could they have offered? In terms of the homicide part of it, nothing. Like I think somebody sent me that in Massachusetts, I can't remember if they said that you can't plead out or you can't stipulate the first degree murder. It can't be the stipulate part because Reddington was offering to do it. So, I don't know what their philosophy is here because like in Illinois, we have mental health court, and you bicker with them back and forth and then ultimately be like, look, let's sit down, let's look through the medical records together. This was a clusterfuck, you know, like she's going to go in, she's going to be institutionalized, you know. So I don't know if there would have been an option for some kind of involuntary admission to a state facility for X amount of time. I don't know if that would have been a possibility, you know, or if they would have just been required to follow the statute in the way that it operates. So I'm unsure. But I'll ask, because it's actually it's been kind of a pressing question that I've wondered myself. So I will definitely take a peek at that about. And then catastrophic. $10, thank you. And it's catastrophe Kate. My God. I love it. Thank you for correcting me, because you know what? It would have been catastrophic 8 forever if you wouldn't have sent that. Catastrophe Kate makes way more sense. Way more sense. It was my roller derby name back in the day. That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, roller derby seriously needs to make a massive comeback because it's awesome. Never heard of these food items from Massachusetts going to try to get up and say hi. I love it. Are you talking about coming to the meetup? Which I know I made a promise.
We're working on it.
We're diligently working on it. When I say we, I mean Margaret. She's really my she's my like right-hand woman over here. Fucking taking care of me. Makes me wonderful little packed lunches every day. That sandwich by the way, was delicious. That turkey sandwich at the Munster. The perfect amount of mayo on it.
A lot. Just a lot.
It's perfect. It's delicious. Thank you. Decline. Oh, and did I thank you, Catastrophe Kate? Thank you. If I didn't. Decline. Oh, welcome. It seems like, do you keep getting dropped as a member and you keep like having to re-enlist? It seems like, and I love giving you family hugs, but it seems like I'm constantly seeing you have to become a new member. Or maybe you get mad. You're like, you know what? Fuck these guys. And then you're like, you know what? I love them. I'm going to be a member again. And then I say something 2 lives from then, and you're like, you know what? Fuck these guys. And then I say something, you know what? Love them again. Maybe it's that, or maybe I'm just misremembering. I don't know. It's probably that. But thanks, Decline. We appreciate it. And then Ellen came back regarding the 14-second call. CW going to use it for their psychology and behavioral analysis expert. So while wasn't a big deal today, will very much be emphasized and used during the rebuttal. Unfortunately, I don't even care about, like, I mean, that's where their whole case is going to lay. And I hear you and I agree. I mean, they're like, their whole planning aspect is their entire case. So yeah, they're going to try to incorporate that. They're going to be butting up against the science, though, of that, what you're capable of doing when you're in psychosis. That's what the problem's going to be. Like, that's going to be the rub for them. Like, a behavioral analysis is useless in this thing, as far as I'm concerned. The psychology aspect is where it's at. You know, they get some fucking BAU bullshit like that. You know, like, are you trained and educated in mental illness? You know, that's what I'd be asking the behavioral analysis. Well, no. I'm like, all right, well, I don't see how you're helping at all. But the psychologist, different story. But yeah, I agree completely, Ellen. I mean, look, at the end of the day, they're not going to meet their burden. The burden's going to be getting the people that want to see Lindsay Clancy buried under the jail because she did it and they don't care why. That's the problem here. That's the burden. That's the hurdle. You know what I'm saying? Half shaft, love it. Thank you. Jenny Lynn, $2. You have 3 days to find green shirts for mental health awareness. Wait,
Whatever.
Is-
I'm on it. Just let me know the details.
she's on it.
Let me know the deets. I need to know.
She needs the deets.
Is it the thing?
It might be,
Is it?
yeah, it could be Mental Health Awareness Day.
Let me know.
It's usually a month, isn't it?
I don't know. Let me know.
Okay. Ona, who was thrown down with mad jewels last night during that live. Ooh. Earl. Loved it. All right. I made it through all the soups. All right. Let me check the Vens, the cash apps. Let's see what's up. Okay. These little moths loved laying on the screen. Okay. All right. Let's see. Tiff. Early on this morning. And I don't know. Brittany had sent 10. It was 12 hours ago. So I don't know if I gave you the love. Coffee on me. Thank you for supporting LC and coming to mass. I think I did read that one last night. But Tiff, this 9 hours ago, Bob, Atty's on fire today. She's saying all the quiet parts out loud and what we were all thinking. Doesn't she always? That's like her secret power. Thanks for the 20, Tiff. Appreciate it. Kimberly, Mass loves you. Thank you for your coverage. I love Mass back, like truly. The people are just phenomenal. Like everybody, and it's like the people working at the courthouse, like all the, like the sheriffs and the guys who are, working the, when you're walking into the building and they got the security you got to go through. That guy's awesome. Shooting the shit with him every day. The guy that they had up on the 3rd floor outside the courtroom, awesome dude. Just everybody's like awesome. I have a real affinity for Mass in general. So like I could move to like this area in a heartbeat. I just love it. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate you. Eileen, $5 as a lawyer. Do you think the pharmacist should be brought in? Why wasn't Lindsay's script getting flagged with so many changes? Family hug from the USVI. I don't.
Good question.
That is a good question.
I've asked that all along.
I mean, I'm not a pharmacist. Is that how it works? Like if something's coming through and something seems off, like who does a pharmacist go to with that issue? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to the doctor and being like, what the fuck are you doing? Or like, are they communicating with multiple doctors? If somebody appears to be like pill seeking.
Or refusing to fill.
Yeah, or just refusing to fill. Which I think ultimately would have to end up in a discussion with a doctor. I don't know. It's a great question, though. It's a great question. I'll inquire because it's a really good question. Priscilla, $20. Can we add the link to Patrick's Foundation Herd for fundraising? Yes. Tomorrow, I will make sure for the mental health awareness thing, since I'm wrapping this up, we'll have it in the chat. Absolutely. Because people are always talking like, one of the Patrick things, oh, he got all this money from GoFundMe. Well, aside from building the park, a ton of that money went to the foundation. People are just shitty, like it's awful. Sarah sent 20. Welcome to Mass. You should go to Aiden's Freedom Ride Saturday in Marlboro. Good way to meet a lot of boots on the ground from Mass. It's at noon. Like, where's that? Where's Marlboro?
Not
Oh.
going. Not possible.
Boss said negative. All right. But thank you so much anyway, sir. Okay, wait. Oh, Kelly came in late. I was just about to dip out of the Venmo machine. So, Kelly, thank you for the 25. If Whiffen dares show his face, can Reddington bring up how he removed timestamps in Reed's trial? And now they just show up in this trial. Number one, he's not showing up. Like, they're done with their shit. And that's an interesting question. I think it would probably have to be voir because it's, you know, it would be hard to get it in here as relevant, even though what you're saying is relevant, that this guy fucks with data. But it's moot because Whiffen's not showing. Like I had asked Reddington about Whiffen because I knew all of our Karen Reed fans needed to know about what's going on with the Whiffmeister. And he's like, well, he's like on vacation. So he's like, if he's showing up at all, it's going to be via Zoom. So, but we got our answer today. They put their extraction shit through the cops. So sorry for all of you that were like dying to be hating on Whiffen for a full day. Hey, when's this day? Okay, wait, Tracy sent me. Stand in peace for Lindsay, Thursday, August 20th. I love that. It's awesome. I wonder if they'd give me some kind of shit if I wore pink into the courtroom. Like if the judge catches wind of it, he might give me some shit. I don't know. All right. Thank you all for that Venmo love. Let me check PayPal. And Dawn, I'm definitely gonna look into the wait, did you guys see, what did Dawn say about that? That was August 8th, right? It was August 8th. Okay. All right, let's see. On the PayPals. Oh, we got some activities on the PayPals. My boy Mark Cunningham came through. Get a coffee and enjoy sunrise. Been a tough week and you've earned it, sir. Dude, the sunrises are epic. And all I have to do is open my eyes. Like I can see.
Your head to the right.
Yeah. Well, I sleep facing the right, so I literally just have to open my eyes. Yeah, it's nice. Thanks for the 10. And then Lisa, thank you for the 5. And then I'm clicking in to make sure. And then Linda, thank you so much for the 3385 for your Lindsay Clancy coverage. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. I appreciate it. And like I'm giving some love because I think I neglected you guys. And then Joe sent 10 yesterday, said, Joe and I appreciate all of you, all that you both do. Sorry, butchered that. Please take care of your mental health through this trial. We can't watch and miss y'all, or yeah, we can't watch and miss y'all. Oh, you're not watching. Are you guys? Where are you guys? Why can't you watch? Sending love, Paula and Joe. Thank you, Joe. And thank you, Paula. Are you guys? Why can't you watch? Oh, you mean you can't watch because you can't handle this shit, this trial, subject matter. Yeah, it's fair. Get it. Yesterday would have been like, it's just horrible. Oh, got some cash apps. Got to give some love. So yesterday, Jason, he says, hey, Bob, you're a great father. Pass this to Cameron, $20. Will do. She'll appreciate that. And then Okay. So Liz, thank you for the 10, and for Lindsay case coverage, thank you. On Cash App, thank you, Liz. Appreciate that. And then Irene, 25 on Cash App. Thank you for your coverage today. Well, thank you so much, Irene. I appreciate that very, very much. And that was from yesterday as well. And then Mandy today, Nurse Mandy, for a drink after court. Nurse Mandy in chat. Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate you very much. All right, y'all. That was good. 3-hour live. We all survived it. You guys are the best. Mods, I love you. Prepare yourselves for tomorrow. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell anybody that you know that just doesn't seem to get the whole concept of mental illness to come and hang with us tomorrow. Like I said, plan on starting either at 4 or 5. It's going to be a long one, so I don't want to start too late. And remember, it's not too late to send the voicemails. It's not too late, and I've seen some people have sent some tonight already. It's not too late to send an email. You can do it anonymously if you don't want us to say your name. Obviously, we'll respect that. If you want to come on the show, we will be dropping the link in the chat, and we'd love to have you come on and tell your story. If you want to do it camera off and just voice, that's fine. If you want to do it with camera on, we'd love that as well. You know, and everybody's going to get their story heard. Like I said, I don't give a shit how long it takes me. Every story, everybody's story is going to be heard. And that's that. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. If you're on replay, leave a comment. Again, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, hype it, like that hype thing. Everybody loves the hype thing. And whether you're old, whether you're new, just know this. Without y'all, just be an old man listening to the waves crash behind me. See you guys.